So how's everything? Everything is fine, sir. So what is being discussed in the village? What are people doing? Discussion in villages, though everything is fine, but there is some confusion amongst them regarding the new bill that has been passed. Now, since all the villagers have gathered here, and you are also here, let's have a discussion on this. Absolutely, there should be a discussion on this bill. Namaskar. Everybody, namaskar. Please sit, sir.
I just want to ask you about the bill which is coming. How are the landlords going to be benefited by this?
Till now, in our country, whatever mandi laws we had mandis in it. If any merchant had to buy anything from the farmer, he had to go to the mandi. And the transaction would take place through the middlemen who were licensed businessmen. This law says that farmer and the buyer need not to go to the mandi. If you get a better rate in mandi, you sell in mandi. If you strike a better deal outside the mandi, you can sell your produce there. This law has given farmers the freedom to sell their produce wherever they get a better rate.
We have a previous law and now this new law. How are we going to be benefited by this new law?
As you said, how farmers are going to be benefited by this new law. Most important point is farmer wants a fair price. So this new law for you gives you the liberty that earlier you could only trade in the mandis. Now if you feel that you are getting better price outside the mandi and you are happy with that, or by selling to some another merchant or direct to a mill, to a hotel, to a company, to an exporter, whoever you want to give, you can trade with him. And as per your business, wherever you get a good rate, strike a deal there and make profit out of it. So this freedom, which was not there earlier, this law empowers you with this. According to the earlier system which was there, the produce from the farmer was bought by Arthia. So the new agricultural bill that has come, according to it, who all can buy produce from the farmer? Or who all can the farmer sell his produce? As you said that earlier you had to go to mandi. Now according to this law, you can trade wherever you want to. As you see, we are sitting here. You are sitting at home or in the field, in the hotel, your harvest is in the godown. Call the merchant there. Take him to your field or you go to his place. Wherever it is convenient for you, you can sit and finalize the deal, mutually decide the rate and move ahead. You don't need to wait for the mandi. Whether it is holiday or nighttime or daytime, you are not bothered whether mandi is open or not. Wherever it is convenient for you. At merchant's house, your house, in mandi, in the godown, in silos, wherever you want. This convenience this law has provided to you.
In this new agricultural law, what all things landlords can sell?
As it is said, what kind of trade we can do. Will it be only paddy or pulses or only cereals? This law clearly states that whatever products the farmer produces, whether they are cereals, pulses, tilhan, chicken, eggs, fish, wool, jute or cotton, whatever things the farmer can produce, according to this new law, you can trade these products. And you don't need to go to mandi. Wherever it is comfortable, there you can trade. This is the freedom that this law has provided to you. See, earlier, farmers were farmers. But now, according to this new law, how will FPOs, cooperatives and farmers will be categorized? You asked that there was a definition of a farmer. According to the new law, who is a farmer? According to the new law, all the organizations related to the farmers like FPOs, cooperatives, farmer groups, this law has considered them as farmers. So whatever benefits that were given to farmers will be given to these farmer groups. So according to this new law, all the farmer organizations are deemed as farmers only. In earlier mandi system, you had a license, so to speak. But now with this new law, how will the farmers sell his produce in the mandi? How will we know that if he has a license or not? What is the procedure behind it? As you said earlier, we had license in the mandi and those with license used to trade with farmers. What will happen now? As per the new law, whoever has got the PAN card can deal with you. Because if there is a dispute later on, how will the government catch him? Since he has no license, that is why provision for PAN card has been introduced. So that any merchant who wants to buy produce from the farmer has to give his PAN card. If he doesn't give the PAN card, There is also a provision for penalty in which government can penalize him with up to 5 lakh rupees. So this one small condition has been put in so that no one cannot cheat the farmer. And if he does, he is caught and does not get away. If a merchant doesn't furnish his PAN card and then as per the new law, what action can be taken on him? It is very important to figure out as to who bought the produce from the farmer.
Yes.
And that is why there is the provision for PAN number. If a trader does not share his PAN number, does not mention the PAN number in the receipt, then it is flouting of the rules.
Okay.
And action can be taken against these farmers in which they can be fined up to 5 lakh rupees.
Okay.
The whole purpose of this is to keep the farmers safe so that no one can exploit the farmers.
Earlier, when we used to go to Arthia with the produce, Arthia would give us the money immediately. With this new law in force, when we will get the money?
The law clearly states that payment should be made before taking the produce. If you don't have the money, give us the receipt and settle the due of the farmer within 3 days. Earlier, we used to pay fees to take our produce in the mandi. What will happen now? You asked that earlier you paid mandi fees to sell your produce in the mandis. Okay. According to the new law, if you trade outside the mandi, then there would be no fees applicable, neither for you nor for your buyer. The good thing in this is that earlier the money used to go to the Mandi Samiti and get deducted, and the trader would also give the deducted amount, and that shrank amount used to come to you. Now in new trade, what will happen? Since there is no intermediary, you are directly talking to the customer, the buyer. So whatever rate that is going to be decided, you will get the entire amount. There is no deduction of Mandi fees or any other kind of restrictions also. In this way, your income increases and expenditure is cut down. And all other issues related to the mandi fees, like getting the receipt done, meeting the secretary, all that will get over. So we expect that when the trader directly contacts you and you deal with him directly, so according to that face-to-face deal, you will get the entire payment. So as per the new law, what new facilities are there for the farmers? Earlier, there was no technology. Now new technologies have emerged. So what are the provisions available for the farmers? Now the world is changing. Earlier what used to happen? We used to go to mandi and would sell the produce in local mandis only. Now with new technology coming in, world has opened up. Now sitting on your computer with the internet, you can look for customers on the e-commerce websites. You can look for your customers there also. If you have something good to offer, you can drop an email to them on a platform. You can talk about your produce, like the quality of your bajra, paddy, or vegetables and stuff like that. You can display your produce there. You might not necessarily get buyer from the local mandi. Whoever finds the quality good and rate reasonable, he will get in touch and can trade with you. So in the coming days, farmers will have access to the entire world with the help of the new technology. That is why the endeavor of the government of India is that along with the mandis will be there. Along with the mandis, we built electronic trading platforms also. So that if the farmer wants to trade outside the mandis or in any other corner of the world, he could do that. So the entire world will become a market for you. As per the new law, what we want to sell online or through the computer, what are the provisions if any fraud or cheating happens in the deal, what are the provisions for that? In any electronic trading platform, the buyers and sellers are not sitting physically face to face. In this scenario, to ensure no fraud takes place, there will be a provision on electronic trading platform wherein the government will get a detailed registration of the buyer. There will be a code of conduct as to what all you can speak with the farmer and what not, so that there is no scope for fraud. And all the conditions will be completely written in that so that farmer doesn't face any unfamiliar event or anything for which farmer has to incur any loss. If somebody deliberately acts like this, there is a provision in the law to impose a fine up to rupees 10 lakhs on such people. If it doesn't reform even after this, then there is a penalty of 10,000 rupees per day. This provision has also been added in this law. All in all, the provision is that we are giving new facility to the farmer, new trading platform. Then there should be complete honesty and transparency. No one should exploit the farmer. This is the provision in the law.
In the context of the new law, I want to know
If any dispute that erupts between us and the trader, then how do we address that?
Whenever trade happens, there is always a possibility of dispute. In this law, the provision is that farmers are small and disputes will be small for small amounts. To ensure that farmers need not make frequent visit to the court, need not hire lawyers and burden that expense, a simple provision has been made that you can approach the local SDM with your grievance that this problem has happened with me. Then the SDM can direct any officer, whether the Sarpanch or agricultural officer, to mediate and settle the dispute. He will sit across both the parties and will try to resolve the matter. If resolution is achieved, well and good. If it doesn't happen, he will tell the SDM that the problem is not getting resolved. This is the real picture. Please take the relevant action. The SDM has to, within 30 days, has to give his view and judgment. Suppose you are still not satisfied with the SDM's decision, then you can go to the officer senior to him. So without going to the court, without spending any money, within 30 days, you will get the solution of your problem. Earlier you had to go to the court, there was expense at court, farmer was unsure when the judgment will come. So for a dispute of 10-20,000 rupees, how much money will you spend, tell me? So this provision about the court is important. The new law by the Government of India is new for you. There are a lot of provisions in this where there was only a mandi for farmers, but a huge market has been opened for them. But there might be few things in this which will take some time for you to understand. People will try to explain various aspects of the law. But my request is that whenever a new law comes, try to read it on your own. Discuss amongst yourselves, try to understand, don't get misguided. This is very important. And in coming days, you will see that things will get better and focus will be given to the problems of the farmers. And in coming time, everyone's endeavor is that nation's agriculture and farmers prosper and grow. It was very nice meeting you all. Thanks to you all for sparing your time. It was a very nice discussion. There was a lot to learn from you too. Saurabh, thanks. To you also. We'll meet again. Okay? Farmer friends, namaskar. You just heard a conversation with our farmer friends. Many important questions came to the fore. I will try to discuss on some of them in detail so that you can better understand the answers of the important questions. Farmer friends, it is often asked what was the need of this law. Just like other businesses, where manufacturer has the freedom to choose where he wants to sell his product, it is up to him. Where he gets the fair price, he can sell his products over there. This law allows you to sell the produce outside the mandi, either on your farmlands, in the warehouse, in the godowns, in silos, or at buyer's factory. Wherever you get a fair price, you can sell there. All the areas outside the mandi, all that according to this law is completely safe for trade and has been allowed. According to the new law, there is no change in the APMC system. APMC will function the way it used to and will continue to do so. APMC is under the state's jurisdiction and will remain in their control. Any farmer who wants can sell his produce in the APMC also. There is no restriction of any kind in the new law. Many farmers ask what will happen to MSP. MSP system will operate in the country same as it used to operate earlier. This law doesn't have any interference or influence on the MSP. When you do any deal outside the mandi, what tax or charge is going to be imposed? According to the law, if you conduct any trade outside state's APMC, if they make any trade, then there is no tax of any sort or any fees. Neither there is any fees for you nor any fees for the buyer. This is also in your favor so that the farmer gets the full payment. Many of the farmers ask how is the payment going to be received and when. The law clearly states that the farmer should get the payment on the same day itself. If for any reason the trader is unable to make the payment, then he will have to give a receipt of the trade value to the farmer, and within 3 days of the trade, he will have to make the full payment to the farmer. This is the provision of the law. In case of any dispute, what are the provisions? A very nice thing has been said that how farmers, by using non-expensive methods, farmers can quickly address their problems, and provision has been made for that. Today in India, the law which is for commercial transaction in manufacturing industry, we have got the same law for the farmers also, so that the farmers' dispute can be settled at the local level. For example, if there is a dispute, the farmer can approach any SDM who is in his vicinity, can apprise the SDM about his problem. SDM sir can constitute a board in which the board will have to give a verdict after calling both parties and understanding within 30 days. What is the advantage of this? The advantage is that you need not to go to the court. You don't need to hire any lawyer. The decision will be taken in your favor or on whatever situation may be based on the actual situation. If any trader deliberately harasses the farmer and the issue is escalated to the SDM sir, and then the verdict comes against the merchant, there is a penalty provision of 25,000 to 5 lakh rupees. This is the provision of the punishment and fine in the law, so that farmers don't face any trouble and the merchant also doesn't bother the farmer. This is matter of the fact today. And if you are not satisfied with the decision of the SDM sir, then you can approach the higher authority than the SDM sir. Farmer folks, one more thing. Often it is heard people asking why you have stopped farmers from going to the courts. See, you know about the court processes in this country. It is very long. There are expenses, hiring of lawyer and uncertainty about when the verdict will come. We wanted that the farmers should get quick justice. Farmers Produce Trade Law has been designed looking at the requirements of Indian farmers to find the solutions to the problems that farmers face. For this purpose it has been made. For farmers' prosperity it has been made. It is my request to you to understand the law well, comprehend its provisions, and avail its benefits. Don't get swayed away or misguided by the people. This is the only request I have to make. Thank you very much.